What's up guys, it is Relish. Today I'm going to be doing a review of my Zpacks Cuben Fiber 7x9 foot tarp. I carried this tarp with me on the Tahoe Rim Trail, the Wonderland Trail, and the Pacific Crest Trail, so I've spent a lot of time underneath it. This thing is pretty sweet, but I can't really pitch it here, so let's go ahead and head out and see what it can do. This feels much better. So here it is. This is the Zpacks 7x9. Which side is better? The Zpacks 7x9 Cuben flat tarp, pitched in a very poor A-frame. It's super windy out, so I've pitched it a little bit lower than usual. So this is a good example of like a storm pitch. And I'm missing a stake, so I was very prepared for this video. So the basics of this tarp, like I said, this thing is 7x9 feet, which is actually a lot of space when you're underneath there. Even in like rain or not great conditions, you'll have enough space to typically stay dry, depending on how good your pitch is. This thing weighs 5.3-ish ounces out of the box. I've hiked with this thing. It's a nice truck. Most of the miles I've hiked have been with this thing, and I like it an awful lot. So let's dive into some of the deets. So the first things that I love about this tarp is obviously the weight and the size that it takes up in my pack. You end up with a ton of space down here. You can see it's a little bit low right now because of the wind. I pitched a little bit low, but that means I have like tons of space in here to stay dry and to like do all my doodads while I'm in camp. If you're willing to give a little bit, there's not a huge trade-off between this amount of space that you have and the weight savings. Now the workmanship on this thing is really nice. I'll give you guys a close-up of some of the stitching. This thing is going to last you thousands and thousands of miles if you treat it well. Never had any problem with any of the quality on this thing. Super impressed. It's a very simple thing to manufacture, right? There's not a ton to do. It's not like a tarp where there's a ton of stitching. Nonetheless, I really appreciate the quality. So there are 6 tie outs on this thing, 2 at the ridge lines and then 3 on either end, obviously the 4 corners and then the middles. That seems for me to be enough. I usually just pitch it in the A-frame style, so I don't need a ton of extra tie outs, and that keeps the weight lower. All of the tie outs are reinforced and double stitched. I'll show you guys here. With all the stitching done so well and all the reinforcement, even in like the highest winds, I've been in like 30-mile-an-hour winds, I think, with gusts up to like even higher, and like this thing stood up just fine once I got it pitched. You can absolutely rely on the quality of the workmanship of this thing. Now naturally this tarp is going to come with all of the considerations of your average tarp. It's not freestanding, there's no bug cover, it's open to the elements, etc., etc. But if you're interested in getting into tarps, or if you're looking to move to something that might be a little bit lighter than your current setup, this thing is a fantastic option. One other thing that I totally love about this tarp, which I think I already mentioned, is how compact it is. Weight is a big factor, but also when you have UL packs, typically pretty small. So the fact that this thing packs down super small is a massive benefit to me. It's like maybe 2 fists is like what it packs down to. And so that's absolutely tiny. And so it saves me a ton of space in my pack, which is like a big deal. You don't need all of the you know. Also, disclaimer, this is a terrible pitch. I will do a better pitch in another video and show you guys how to pitch this thing better. It's just windy and I'm lazy and you know. So that is all for today. Those are my thoughts on the Zpacks Cuben Fiber 7x9 foot tarp. If you have any questions or comments, just drop them on down below. Please do me a huge favor and hit that like button, subscribe if you're into it. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.